All right, we're back for our weekly spot of the Tim and Quill Coach's Corner. Coach, welcome. How are you?
Doing well.
All right, good. Glad to hear it. Well, we'll start off as we usually do. We'll look back at last week. Had a chance to go up by 84 and take on UConn.
Yep.
Just give us your thoughts on the team's performances against the Huskies.
Well, first off, it's great to swim the Huskies. We don't get that opportunity very often, and it was also a special day because Bob Goldberg, who has been there, I think, for 34 years, is retiring this year. So our team, got a nice card and signed it and gave it to him, and it was pretty touching. As far as the competition, look, it's apples and oranges. They're a much more talented program than us. But I really think that we accomplished the objectives that we had set for ourselves going up there, because the sport of swimming is very difficult when you're always starting from behind. When you're not excited, you don't have that motivation that, hey, we can win this meet or we can win this race. Sometimes it's difficult to compete, So, our objective was pretty clear cut, that we wanted to go up there and improve upon our season best times. And I think for the most part, we were able to get that done. So it was a good meet for us.
Well, you're back in action this weekend. Bridgeport coming to town on Friday. Before we get into the Purple Knights, you will have senior day prior to that meet. You'll recognize half a dozen seniors. Just talk about what this group has meant to the program over the last 4 years.
4 of the 6 graduating are captains, so they bring a lot to the table. It's a really good women's group. This year, and they've been led very, very well by Katie Krychek, who's a multi-conference champion in multiple events in her 3 years here.
And a stellar athletic communications student worker, let's not forget
Yes,
that.
and she puts together one of the best senior day presentations for our program that we've had ever in history of Southern. She's also done a lot of other events for us. Kayla Layden, I guess I'll label her a senior, even though she's really a junior competitively. And, we keep talking about maybe the possibility of her coming back next year, and I think that really has an awful lot to do with whether or not, she gets into the graduate program here at Southern. But, this young lady came in, 2 years ago, and there was absolutely no expectation on what she was going to get done. And, she's been a conference finalist for us and a great team leader, as well as Katie. Our 2 other young ladies, Miranda Gursky. Miranda comes from Watertown, and I got to give Miranda a lot of credit, because her freshman year she came in, we thought that she was a qualifier. And then the NCAA red tape thing came through, and then she became a partial qualifier, and then we found out she was a non-qualifier. So, she went from thinking that she can compete to not even being able to get in the water her freshman year. And it was a very difficult year for her, but she's carrying over a 3.0 in school. And she's done a great job with our program. And our 4th young lady, Jessica Demers. Jessica probably had the least amount of competitive experience coming in. Her older brother swam here and was a team captain. And Jess has done a very, very nice job in the last 2 years with our team. On the men's side, Ray Snyder from the NBL, from Waterbury Sacred Heart High School, my alma mater. Multi-conference champion in the 100 backstrokes, and an integral part of our program relay-wise, and just a great leader. I think a lot of the guys on the team really look to his leadership to get motivated and pumped up at the end of the year. And Dylan Swanpole, Dylan has had a very, it's been an on and off career here in some ways, just because of the fact that he's battled a few injuries along the way, including 2 weeks ago at Marist when, after the 200 fly, which he won, which is a great swim, but went into the locker room, passed out, probably through dehydration, but it's been like one of those years. seasons for him. But you know, we really rely on Dylan. Dylan's a distance swimmer, 200 butterflyer. You know, I mean, if we are going to repeat this year as conference champions, you know, Dylan needs to be healthy, and seems like we're back on the right track.
You got the Purple Knights again coming in. You know, they are perennially right up in the mix with the NCAA championships, and all said and done. You faced UConn and Marist amongst others the last few weeks. You'll go back up to UConn in a couple of weeks. So with all that said, a lot of top flight competition that you're facing now at this point in the year. How helpful will that be as you get ready for the NE10 championships in a few weeks?
I mean, I think it's very helpful. You know, when you race against better athletes, the tendencies are to become a better athlete, and that's been our motto all season long. You know, that's been a philosophy that the coaching staff has held since we've been here. And Bridgeport's absolutely no exception to that rule. They have a lot of international athletes. They've been top 10 at NCAAs. They've had a few national champions. I just think that it's nothing but a positive. As long as we go into the meet with the right frame of mind, and it seems like the team has been able to do that with a real tough schedule last week or 2 weeks ago with 3 meets in 1 week and on the road, and then swimming at UConn last week. It seems like they're really focused mentally on the challenges ahead, what we need to get done, you know, how we can still be successful and accomplish tasks going up against better programs and swimming against faster athletes. And you know, I feel like it's our plan that we have set is coming together, and you know, I guess we're going to find out in 3 weeks, the conference championship. But you know, this has been the plan since day one, and I'm just really proud of this team because you know, it was really easy to put the schedule together last year, and then as the schedule started to as we started to run through the season, I started to get a little bit worried, you know, about swimming up against these programs and going on the road, and how was the team going to handle it, and they've just responded beautifully. So I think the situation is set for us to have a great conference championship in 3 weeks.
Last question for you. I know you touched on a little bit. Expectations for your team on Friday as you get ready to face Bridgeport?
You know, just race these guys. You know, just get up on the block, and let's face it. I mean, the closer you are to one of their athletes from Bridgeport, you know, the better off we're going to be, because you know, they are more talented of the program. You know, a lot of these kids are international athletes. They are national team members back in their own country. A number of them have either swum on an international level or at one of the big-time international meets, and for that matter, might have even represented their country at the Olympic Games. So, you know, I mean, that's a different ball game in itself. So, if we can come in and perform well up against them, with just 2 meets to go, you know, again, I think we're just setting the tone for a great championship. So, you know, Bridgeport, you know, our new athletic director comes from Bridgeport. My former athlete, Sean Raphael, is the head coach there now. So, you know, it's nice that they're going to come and race us. It'll be good to see Sean, and I know that he's doing a great job with the Bridgeport program.
All right, well, Coach, thanks for the time as always. Good luck this week.
Thanks.
All right, you have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next week for our next edition of the Tim Quill Coach's Corner.